Hey guys, this is Stephanie Coberly-Pluta, counselor and writing coach manager with the College Solutions. And let's talk a bit about legacy admissions. What is it? What's happening to it? And how does this affect you? 10 years ago, I think I would see an article in a major newspaper related to admissions maybe once a quarter. These days, we probably see several a week. It can range from tampering with rankings to setting record highs in number of applications received. Generally, doesn't sound very positive. So the topic of legacy and its role in gaining admittance to the college has reached the headlines several times this year. Most recently with the Virginia legislature banning the utilization of legacy in all public universities by July 2024. What is legacy? So a student is considered a legacy applicant when a member of their family has attended or currently attends the institution to which they're applying. Just about every family I talk to, have met with, asks about legacy consideration at their school or their spouse's alma mater. Should my daughter apply? What would this give them a boost as an applicant? As an out-of-state student, would that make a reach school more of a possible school? So legacy has had a bit of a shady start, but could possibly has been a benefit to both the institution and to the family. At its inception, colleges and universities use legacy to keep diverse applicants out of the student body. Think of the influx of immigrants in the early 20th century. Over time, and especially once baby boomers graduated and started sending their kids to college admissions started to become more competitive. They could offer legacy as a way to keep alumni engaged and contributing monetarily. And in return, legacy applicants could help boost their yield rate. Now that is the rate needed in rankings. Again, think college rankings. Yield rate is one of those super prized statistics. If we offer admissions to you, will you say yes? The higher number of students who say yes to that, the greater the yield rate. Since a legacy student will have a relationship with the school normally, grown up with familiarity with them, a student would be more likely to attend, which helps out the college's acceptance and matriculation algorithms. So where are we now? Legacy has kind of been out for a while now, and not even COVID caused that. There are cases that show that the use of legacy in admissions basically leads to a less diverse class. Now, every school sets their own institutional priorities, but there is a commitment at all schools for being open to students from all races, economic classes, religious backgrounds, etc. Many schools have been backing off legacy, and even getting rid of it. Johns Hopkins, MIT, the University of California systems, these are probably the most well-known schools that have not used legacy as a factor for several years. So the gasoline to the death of legacy fire was the Supreme Court ruling last summer, which gave an end to race as a plus factor in admissions. Maybe we'll do a longer video another time to discuss how legally that hole went down, but most counselors saw that ruling and knew that legacy was going to be the next one. Legacy could never make or break your application, but like race, was a plus factor. Already in anticipation of legacy admissions hitting the courtroom near you, schools like Carleton, a private school in Minnesota, announced they were dropping legacy last fall. So what does that mean to you as a student or parent? Number one, don't panic. These top-down legislations are not shifting the admissions process radically. As I just mentioned, institutions have been reducing the role of legacy for a while. Take, for example, University of Virginia. I worked there for several years. Legacy used to help out-of-state students be considered like an in-state student. That's been long gone. Number two, not much is changing. Any admissions counselor will tell you that these plus factors could never make up for a strong schedule like AP, IB, honors courses, and strong grades. We at College Solutions continue to counsel our clients on courses and grades as playing a primary role in any application to any college. Schools want to see that you can excel in a rigorous environment. Third, time to think about how to make your application more robust in other areas. Are you involved in your community, like sports, theater, your local knitting club? Time to think about how to amplify these extracurriculars, like taking up a leadership position, thinking about adding on a service project. When students think about improving their activities, often they worry about taking on too much or doing something they're not interested in. We as counselors spend a lot of time counseling on how to make marginal changes or additions, not necessarily picking up a new sport, but how to use your narrative as a base to build out a resume. For example, my high school swimmers, they love to look into lifeguarding, but another possibility might be teaching lessons or training for open water swims. Fourth, start to understand that there always have been and always will be factors outside of your control in this admissions process. Every school will have extra priorities that they might keep to themselves, and in turn makes this process seem unfair. Yes, in many ways it is opaque and cultivates a sense of helplessness, but ask any one of my colleagues and they will tell you, you do have more control than you think. Fifth, finally, be investigative and curious. Call a school, meet with admissions counselors, ask them how they are shifting in the wake of new legislation, learn more about their philosophy on admissions, because it really does vary from place to place. If you think about it, William and Mary is going to read an applicant differently than from Virginia Tech. They're looking for different types of students. To that point, ask them, ask an admissions counselor the type of student that will succeed at their school. Ask them about other ways of distinguishing yourself, from demonstrated interest to attending open houses just for prospective students. I feel like many students are worried about engaging with admissions counselor. Oh, maybe they'll see my weaknesses, but really they want to get to know you in the process. And some schools will still ask you, what's your relationship with our school? Wake Forest has a great essay that asks about this. This could be the place where you talk about your own relationship with the school, visiting, summer programs, other engagement opportunities, not just my parents went there. So I'm sure we're going to be hearing about legacy more in the upcoming months, whether it be from legislatures, universities, legislatures fighting universities, or vice versa. Check out the latest news from Yale. As my colleague Patrick referenced in another video, the noise that occupies this admissions process, it would be prudent to relegate some of this legacy discussion to that level. We love to encourage our students to stay intellectually curious, because at the end of the day, that curiosity is your greatest ally in this admissions process. And hey, if you have any questions, please feel free to check out our website, collegesolutions.com, or you can email us, info@collegesolutions.com. Thanks again for tuning in.